Hi, Hector. So, it's like 4 something in the morning, almost 5 o'clock. So, I'm eating a Rice Krispies treat because I deserve it. Um, so I just got done watching your video. Um, I had, um, I had written in the comments that I disagree. So I'm gonna make a video about why I disagree. And then I'll make another video kind of explaining what I'll be doing today, like at school, like what I did. Um. So, anywho, um, so you were saying about prayer should be back into school and they should have like, you know, the Christian, you know, way of thinking of evolution and whatnot, and how like everything came to be, all that stuff. And prayers being in school. I'm sorry, but I disagree. I disagree because I don't have a problem with someone saying a prayer if that's something they do, but I don't think but that should be on their own decision. Now, I know you were saying like the option of choosing Darwinism between then of evolution and then how Christians think of it. But like I said, I just don't agree about that. I mean, for me, I had seminary, okay, and that was church, and I didn't get credit for it, which really sucks. I um I wish I wish they would give you like some extra time or something like that. But it doesn't count. It's like wasted credits. So if that wasn't the case, I that would have been nice, but like if it was they considered like volunteer work or something like that. But in school they didn't. And so for 2 years um I didn't get credit for it. I didn't finish it out even though I would have liked to because well, because I had to try and get all my credits that are necessary for graduation. And seminary isn't one of them. I enjoyed seminary. I really liked it. I liked the people who have taught me. Um, and I had good times with them, and we talked about things, and it was nice. I felt good when I was there, and I felt good after I left. But I did like that it was separate from school, though, because it kind of felt like you weren't in school. You were somewhere where it's just nice, and you were around people who, you were having nice conversations with, and you had something in common, which was your religion, you know? And so it was kind of cool to experience that. And I'm not a huge church person, okay? I'm really not. I don't really go to church. I don't read my scriptures. I don't pray every day like they said that would be a good idea to do. Or it's good for you to do. I just don't do that. Um, I don't know. And But like I said, that's just me. Um, Now, I don't find it a problem if someone decides to talk about God in school. I don't have a problem if someone decides to have a prayer in school, whether it's before a meal or if something's worrying them, if they take a moment for themselves and have a prayer. I don't care. That's fine because they're practicing their own religion and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't think school should have to separate, oh, Christians, how they think of evolution, and then the Darwinism. What my dad had always said is that that's just something that if you personally don't believe in that, then you just get through the class. Because he said you just take it because you're like, okay, this is just something that they're explaining and about this happened. And so you take it with a grain of salt and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think you should take it as fact because it really isn't so much fact. Because there's a lot of reasons, like, you could always, like, well, what is it, counteract? I can't remember the right terminology, but counteract the argument and give your own kind of theories or facts or whatever about how Darwinism doesn't actually make sense and where there's flaws or whatever. And that's fine. But it's just like people could say the same thing about how they draw. Like different people find a way how to do something. There's different ways of teaching, different ways of thinking, everything. So I don't find it a huge problem. I don't think I don't think we need to change anything. If you know from your belief that that's not how you believe about evolution, and you believe your own form based off your religion of what they said is more probable, like God, created everything and it was his work and whatnot, or your God, I don't care like what your religion is, but I'm just saying if that's how you choose to believe it, then you just learn the information for school just so you can get your grade and have good grades. And that's it. No one's forcing you to believe it. I had teachers in my class when they taught it that said, this is what has been said. Now, if you believe something otherwise, like you believe like that's not true and like how God did the earth, then that's fine to believe it, but this is what we're just teaching you. From what we're told, we need to teach you based off the school district. And so they said that, which I think is nice because they're leaving it to say like it's up for your own interpretation and like how you what you believe in for if you agree with this theory or not. And I think that's what you just have to do. Not everything that people spew out of their mouth is factual or has, you know, needs to be taken seriously. So, um, you just go, oh, okay, that's nice. That's interesting. I'm just going to do this work so I get a good grade. That's it. I don't think you should have to change the curriculum to then, because you would have to change it for every single person. Because every person could have different theories of how every people came to be, whatnot. And you don't need that. Just keep the class that we have now in the school districts across America for the most part, unless some are lacking, then they need to step it up. But typically, it's the same thing, Darwinism. Da 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 da. And that's what I personally think. I'm going to make a part 2 of this because I have more to talk about.